Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us to start your week. I'm Aja Goare. Our top story this half hour, Senate Republicans are pushing forward with their effort to repeal and replace Obamacare. A hearing is planned on Capitol Hill today, despite growing opposition within the GOP. Republicans hope to hold a vote before the end of the week. CBS's Weijia Zhang has the latest.
Senators Lindsey Graham and Bill Cassidy are rushing out their latest version of a plan to repeal and replace Obamacare ahead of today's hearing on Capitol Hill.
It is hard for me to envision getting to yes on this bill.
But some Republicans said over the weekend they can't vote for the current version. Senator John McCain says the process is already too rushed, while Rand Paul says it's too expensive.
I think what it sets up is a perpetual food fight over the formula. What happens when the Democrats win? They're going to try to claw back that money from Republican states and give it to Democrat states.
The bill takes most Obamacare funding and turns it over to states to develop their own plans. The new version delivers more funding to states like Arizona, Alaska, and Maine, where GOP senators are holding out.
There is a rush for the vote because a rule that allows the legislation to pass with a simple 51-vote majority expires on Saturday. After that, it will take at least 60 votes.
All Democrats are expected to vote against the plan, and a growing number of Americans are opposed. Protesters gathered outside of the hearing room where the Senate Finance Committee will hold a hearing on the health care bill this afternoon. Elisa Grishman manages several health conditions, including multiple sclerosis. She calls the health care bill a life or death sentence.
My life is on the balance in this, and if this bill goes through, that's it.
A new CBS News poll reveals just 20% are in favor of the bill, while 52% disapprove. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The last attempt to repeal Obamacare fell just one vote short in July. Meanwhile, North Korea is threatening to destroy U.S. forces if America launches an attack on Pyongyang. In a new propaganda video, the North shows photoshopped images of U.S. aircraft and warships being blown up. The threat came after U.S. bombers flew into international airspace near North Korea on Saturday. The Pentagon said the show of force proves how seriously President Trump takes North Korea's missile tests. Hours before the mission, North Korea staged a massive anti-American rally in the capital. President Trump continues to refer to leader Kim Jong-un as Little Rocket Man, amid reports his own aides warned him not to personalize the conflict. And North Korea is amid the countries outlined in President Trump's new travel ban. That ban, issued on Sunday, restricts visas and prohibits travel to the U.S. from 8 foreign countries. The new restrictions add Chad, Venezuela, and North Korea to the original list of 6. The new plan is set to take effect October 18th. We turn now to the weather scene, where another big national story is Hurricane Maria, and that's proving so on the weather scene today.
That's for sure. Finally, we might get a break as far as a tropical storm goes, though, Asia. As we take a look and see where it is right now, it's a Category 1 hurricane as it makes its way off the Carolina coast, but it still covers quite a bit of territory. You can see the size of this storm overall, and with winds of 80 miles an hour, it's only moving at about 7 miles per hour. But right now, it looks like after it brings some rain in along the Carolinas, it's going to hook back out into the ocean. Good news for folks further up the coastline. For us, we've also got a low pressure system that we're watching, not nearly to that strength, but we'll tell you about how it'll affect our weather here when we come back with the forecast in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Ed. We'll check back in. A 34-year-old Knoxon man is dead after he crashed on Highway 93 early Sunday morning. It happened early Sunday, but dispatchers didn't receive reports until 5:30 p.m. that day. Montana Highway Patrol reports the man was southbound in a pickup truck near Lost Trail Pass when he drifted off the roadway. After the truck left the road, it struck a guardrail and then rolled multiple times down a steep embankment. The man was ejected and pinned underneath the vehicle. No one else was involved in that crash. The victim was not wearing a seatbelt, and alcohol is a suspected factor. And just east of Helena, a female pedestrian was killed when she was hit by a vehicle after 9 o'clock last night. It happened along U.S. Highway 2 in Glacier County. MHP reports the driver saw a person in dark clothing standing in the road but could not stop in time. The woman was hit and died at the scene. Authorities say the driver was not speeding or under the influence of alcohol. MHP is investigating, though, why the victim was standing in the road. Great Falls police arrested another suspect overnight in connection with a series of robberies over the weekend. 6 people in total have been arrested. Overnight, police say a juvenile male was taken into custody. 2 adults and 3 juveniles were arrested Saturday night. Police are investigating these 4 related robberies and assaults as related incidents that all happened before 11 p.m. Saturday. The names of the suspects have not been released. A Hamilton attorney suspended and disbarred for what the Commission on Practice of the Montana Supreme Court calls outrageous conduct. The state disciplinary panel provided 3 separate findings about attorney Robert Myers, finding a, quote, disturbing lack of judgment and disrespect for the courts. The rulings come amid a series of legal battles between Myers and the Supreme Court and Ravalli County District Court Judge Jeffrey Langton. In one instance, Myers called the judge Liquor Langton, accusing the judge of using drugs. It's not clear if Myers will appeal the ruling. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks officials are trying to catch a young grizzly bear seen wandering in Shoto city limits. The bear reportedly came in from a heavily shrubbed area of the Teton River, following the scent of fruit on people's properties. The animal was last seen walking south on West Division Street near 10th Avenue Southwest. City officials sent out an alert to residents via phone recording, and FWP has set 2 large barrel traps. Once the bear is caught, FWP plans to relocate it to the Flathead National Forest. A Missoula landmark celebrated its 80th year with a party and a facelift. MTN's Lauren Heiser reports.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Roxy opened on September 26th in 1937, but in 1994 it was destroyed by a fire. The International Wildlife Film Festival purchased the building in 2002, and in August of 2013, the Roxy Theatre launched its year-round programming. The project to design and construct the new marquee took years of planning.
The Roxy is so unique because it's truly community supported through membership and donations. The entire historic restoration was done with donations from the community and grants and the support of the neighborhood and downtown. It's been an awesome thing to see come to life.
Reporting in Missoula, I'm Lauren Heiser with MTN News.
Thank you, Lauren. And the Roxy is still accepting donations. Check out the theater's website for more information on showtimes and events. Still ahead on the noon news, millions of Americans in Puerto Rico fight to rebuild in the wake of Hurricane Maria. Details when we come back. But first, Ed has our weather forecast. Stay with us.
You're watching